Yeah, man, people, welcome back, man. Welcome back to another show, man. Jamaican Premier League match day reaction, yeah? As again, second week in a row. But our games played on a Sunday, Jaja. But yeah, man, hope everyone is having a blessed Sunday. I don't know, hope everyone, have been watching a whole lot of football. You know, I was watching so many, games over the last 6 hours, man. Crazy amount of games, yeah? Crazy amount of games, man. Especially that special game, that special derby game in Argentina that played in Buenos Aires earlier today. Same time as Mount Pleasant game kickoff, yeah? The Boca Juniors versus River Plate. The clash of the Titans, they call it the El Clasico in Argentina. It's a big game. Massive game, man. Massive game. But yeah, I'm here, to talk about the Jamaican Premier League match day 20 reaction. Yeah. Just get this lineup. Yeah. 22 goals in match day 20 of a Jamaican Premier League, man. That's a whole lot of goals scored. It's just only one game no goals came from today, and it was that Portmore game and Tivoli, as that game was so stagnant. Nothing on that scoreline. The scoreline was so dry. Nothing. Everyone else scored except Portmore and Tivoli. I want to tell you, I think probably the last 4 games or 5 matches that played, between those two teams, the game have drawn. Yeah, so it's not a big surprise, for me that Portmore and Tivoli, drew their match. Yeah, the last 2 games now, they played over 2 match days of the Jamaican Premier League. It's a 0-0 draw. Yeah, they just cancel out each other. Yeah, Tivoli is so good. Tivoli is so good with top 6 teams. They don't drop many points against top 6 teams in this competition, in this campaign. I think yes, they only lost 3 games of the season against Veer. I know they lost a game against Veer, big surprise, and then Mount Pleasant did the double. So not many teams, have got a positive results over Tivoli. So if Portmore, picked up a points, that's really good. That's really good for them because Tivoli is very dominant this season against top 6 opposition in the Jamaican Premier League. Yeah, but I was a little bit surprised though, especially that game that Tivoli played last weekend at Jaxal, very poor performance, from the Garden team. But again, I wish I would see that game, but just only 2 games televised over the weekend. So just have to just work with what we have. But I want to say this though, but I just want to see if there's any regular fans that are going to come on the show, look later from now. I just want to say something about the CONCACAF Champions League. Why is there's Cavalier game always gets suspended for the weekend? When they play a Champions League game midweek. I just don't understand it, but I would love to hear someone else's point of view on that, to be honest, because it's kind of ridiculous sometimes, seeing taking away the fun from Champions League football, and then you have to play domestic football in your own league. So I just don't see it. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see why. Why. But yeah, big one, man. At Clarendon, Waterhouse biggest win of the season. Yeah, matter of fact, I think there's 2 big results, that 2 biggest results that came, and it's in match day 20. That game that Limal and Veer United play, and that Firehouse and Umberland. I think that's the 2 biggest margin of the season so far. If I'm wrong, you can carry in the box, but there's a lot of 4-1, 4-0, 4-2, in the season so far. I don't remember seeing a 5, especially a 6. Yeah. And that 6-1, 6-1, I think it's six. Say if it's 6-1 or 6-2, Lima pick up. It's 6-2? Yeah, 6-2. That 6-2 defeat. Lima, got over there in Clarendon at Wembley Center. That's the biggest one of the season. Yeah, and I just couldn't see it. I never see this one coming. Yeah, and we had I think we had two hat-tricks today. Yeah, two hat-trick. Nicholas Nelson and Bushy Beckford scored hat-trick today in match day 20. I think that goes up to five hat-trick, of the Jamaican Premier League. I know Justin Dunn scored one. I know Javian Bryan scored one. I know Fabian Reed scored a hat-trick. So that's three. And then, today, match day 20, Nicholas Nelson and Kemar Bushy Beckford score. So that adds up to five. I can't remember any other hat-trick that scored, in the Jamaican Premier League. I only can remember five on top of my head. Now I have to go back and check and, correct myself doing back over the preview for match day 21. So, yeah, big one. Two big results came and it's all happened in Clarendon. It's that ironically, like the two biggest margin in the Jamaican Premier League so far, it came in one parish, Clarendon. Yeah, one over there in Effortville and the other one over there in Wembley Community Centre. So what's going on? Is it Clarendon carrying the swing today? Yeah, that game, against Lima and Veer. Probably, just imagine that game, seeing what Lima did in the last home game against Dummy Olin. Everyone was just walking around and you could just see that, these players, they are smelling tier 2 football. Yeah, they are smelling tier 2 football. There's no other way they're going to stay up in the Premier League. They just said, look, man, it's what, around 6 games leave, for Lima in the Premier League season. I think there's only 6 game leaves. Yeah. Yeah, 6 game leave. Arnett Garden, Arborview, Cavalier, Treasure Beach, they all have 7 games leave, as they have gaming and of the Premier League. I think Arborview played Treasure Beach on Wednesday, and that rescheduled game with Arnett and Cavalier will take part. I think it will be March the 6th. That's week after next. Yeah, March the 6th. Yeah. So Cavalier have that big game coming up on, I think it's Wednesday. Cavalier playing Cincinnati. Yeah, they played what last week? They played last week Thursday. So coming up in Ohio on Wednesday, playing against a packed Cincinnati crowd. Yeah, one of the most, I would say, most supported home team in the MLS. And Houston, LAFC, Seattle, Portland, those teams are well supported at home. But Cincinnati and Hastings, especially newcomers, St. Louis, them being dominant, supporting their team at home. But yeah, Cavalier going to have to do it against the odds coming up, in a few days from now, especially going in Hawaii, a very cold place. Yeah, it will be 33, 34 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, and at match time. So that will be massive. That will be massive for them, coming up against Cincinnati over there in Hawaii, man. It's a very cold place, close to the border of Canada, right around the corner from Michigan. Let's see what Cavaliers going to do, 34 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not a joke, playing football, especially at JPL team. Especially at JPL team, man. Yeah, man, Joel Smith, big up yourself, man. Yeah. I just want to see what Cavalier going to do. I think Cavalier kind of dropped the ball, though. I just feel like Cavalier dropped the ball, to be honest. Yeah. Especially a team that, just play their first competitive football, of the season. Their season haven't started as it. Their season haven't started as it. And, Cavalier have played, 12 games in? 12 games unbeaten. Not 12 games. 12 games unbeaten. 19 games in. Such a good defensive record. The Yankee boys coming in town. Should have played a little bit more aggressive, man, in that game. Should have played way more aggressive in that game, Drop the ball in that game, against a team that's really, just started their season. But again, Cincinnati is really good. Remember, they went all the way, yeah, and finished first in the Eastern Conference Final. and then they got beaten by their bitter rivals, another team from Ohio, Columbus Crew, yeah, in the Eastern Conference Final, and then Columbus went on to lift that MLS, second MLS in 4 years. The last time we won it, I think it was back in 2020, 2021. One of those, think like that. But yeah, the second, but not here to talk about MLS. Not here to talk about MLS, here to talk about the Jamaican Premier League. But yeah, I'm going to start, you know. But whoever here, I was saying earlier, right? Why is that whenever, JPL teams are playing in the CONCACAF Champions League, it doesn't matter if the CONCACAF Champions League or if it's the CFU Club Championship, a qualification run they have to go through, like what Arborview and Cavalier did earlier in the season, where they most of their games got rescheduled. I never seen that nowhere else. Everyone else played their Champions League or their qualification for their CONCACAF, not CONCACAF, but for the Champions League region tournaments. Aside in the AFC, over there in the Asian continent, aside in Africa, the CAF, aside in England with Europa League, the conference, the Champions League. It's just all over a year. Teams just the JPL teams I'm not talking about MLS team, because MLS teams play midweek their CONCACAF game, and then on the weekend they will play their regular domestic league. Just like Saprissa played Philadelphia Union, and when was that? I think it was on Tuesday. Yeah, I think it was on Tuesday, and then Saprissa played on Saturday. So you see that these teams followed up on their region Champions League and play domestic football a couple days after. When teams in the Europa League and conference, because those games played on Thursday, those teams go on and played on Sunday. Yeah, so they get Friday, Saturday off. And then Sunday. Sometimes when you look over your shoulder, like over in the Italian Serie A, the Bundesliga, those teams will let the teams that play Thursday most of the time play late Saturday games. Like if it's in the Bundesliga, or if it's in the Bundesliga, they will probably play like 12:30 1 p.m. game. That will be like 6-7 p.m. kickoff in European time. And also for over there in Italy, they will let their team play late Sunday, which probably will be at 8-9 o'clock kickoff in their own country. And then on Monday, they will let the team play. So they actually give them a little bit of leeway, especially when teams are playing big Champions League game in outside of England. The English FA don't care about teams getting enough days to get enough rest and all of that. So big teams in the French Liga and La Liga and the Bundesliga and the Serie A sometimes will play on Friday. I haven't seen it done. I haven't seen it done in La Liga for some time now, but in Italy, in Germany, they would let it happen. And in France, big teams played on Friday whenever there is a big Champions League tie coming up on Wednesday and Tuesday. So I would just love to know, why when Cavalier, is playing their region Champions League games, they always go on to miss the weekends as they force a rescheduled game, for the teams, and the teams have to sit out and wait for them to play that game again, just like one God could have been ready, especially like God who haven't win a game in the last three, is he got to get back on the pitch, and I don't know, but yeah, that's my little thing, I just want to. I would love to know why. I would love to know why the games don't play on the weekend. But Dumble Olin and Mullins, yeah, Dumble Olin and Mullins, Dumble Olin back-to-back game at Jacksal, winning 4 goals in both games. Yeah, they did it last week and they did it this week. So 4-1 last week, 4-2 this week. And also the man on farm that scored goal in bulk, as if he's buying goals from the OCL. Yeah, he just go there and just buy goals in the bulk. The man I'm talking about, Nicholas Nelson. Yeah, he scored in 3 consecutive games. Yeah, he scored in 3 consecutive games earlier, in the season, let me tell you, those teams that he scored. So he scored in 3 consecutive games, and it was Limal, Mullins, Mullins United and Tivoli. So the game against Limal, he scored a brace. They won the game. He scored on his former team, Mullins, the next match day. Yeah, and also they went on to draw the next game against Tivoli, the game that they drew 2-2. He scored a brace. And after that, I think after that, it took him around 11 games before, he scored again. And that was 2 match days back when they played Treasure Beach at, Wembley, not Wembley, Dumble Owen Complex. Yeah. When they drew that game 1-1, he opened the score that day. And then, who was that? Romaro Bryan scored a wonderful scissors kick, and Dumble Owen to equalize 1-1. So, and then he followed up, and no, he didn't score. He did not score last week against Lima. I think he gave around 3 assists. He was not 2 or 3. He came off the bench and he put on a wonderful performance, and then now he followed up and scored. And actually, he probably could have scored 3 or more goals, in the game, against Molines. But yeah, that game really started out, kind of a little bit crazy. Both teams, you could see that is really, going at it in that first half hour of the game. Especially Molines, they were looking for something. Yeah, they were looking for something. But Dumbo Olin, got that goal first. Then 6 minutes later, the big defender, Samuels, I think his name Odin Samuels, he came back and equalized. He was the man that I would say responsible for. I think it was a game that they played against Portmore, a game that they drew 2-2. I think it was was it over complex? But yeah, I think he was the man that responsible though for that goal that Stevenson Barnett scored, that wonderful solo goal. He should have done that. He should have done better, on a defensive standpoint as a center half. But again, he scored in this game, and then you could easily say, the man, Mr. Samuels, he gave up give away 2 more goals in this game against Dumbo Olin. So you could see that, he kind of make up for his mistake, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough. But when you trying to see, Dumbo Olin is going at Molines, especially I was so frustrated, after, not really after, but just after the goal scored, Dumbo Olin scored that goal, Nicholas Nelson scored that goal, that wonderful curling, not solo, but that's like, when I saw that goal, I remember Nicholas Anelka. I remember David Villa. I remember Thierry Henry. Who else like to cut in off that favorite left wing and curl that ball with their right foot. But yeah, those 3 players, I can remember, love to do that a lot. Thierry Henry is a specialist. Yeah, Nicholas Anelka is a specialist doing that also. So I was expecting, Dumbo Olin to learn from their mistake that they made against Lima. Too many square passes, too many side on, build up slow. They're very predictable. They're not direct enough. It's like, watching a team that's learning to bounce the ball. That's how Dumbo Olin was playing, in that first half. Yeah. But I have to give Mullins credit. They came back and they went 2-1 up. But again, every time it's like whenever Mullins scored, they just decide that the next 5 to 7 minutes they're just gonna give up goals. And it happened I think it happened in the last couple of match days for them. Yeah, I have a stats that to tell you about that. It happened in the last couple of games for them. And then Jason Wright, he scored, and then right after he scored in the 28th minute, and then they just decided, look, we're just gonna give up some goal. Boom, Marlon Hallin scored in the 49th minute. Nelson, both penalties, 53, 56, and then the game, that's it for them. The game is dead for them in the first hour of play. The game is just dead. So this season, right? For Molines, tell you, when scoring 2+ goals without a win, they have 3 games that they play scoring 2+ goals and not winning the game. So the first one, it was match day 9 against Arborview, where they drew that game 2-2. Yeah. So Mullines scored first. Yeah, Mullines scored first in 11th minute of that game. And then Mullines went up 2-0. Yeah, Mullines went up 2-0 in the 53rd minute. They scored. And then 7 minutes later, they conceded a goal in the 68th minute. And then at the end, Arborview came back and drew the game 2-2. And the next game, it happened in our game, a recent game, just probably around 3 match days ago against Portmore, 2-2 draw. Yeah. They scored in the 55th minute, and then Portmore equalized, in that 58th minute. So they gave up a goal in 3 minutes after scoring. So they could see that, there's a lot of indiscipline, with Mullines after scoring goals. And then, Portmore went ahead in the 62 minutes, or right after Portmore scored in the 58th minute, 3 minutes later, they scored again 4 minutes later. So there's a lot of indiscipline, with this Mullines defense, is that a lack of focus, that concentration, and what is, guys, look, a good coach will always tell you the best time to score against a team is when they score. Just when they just scored a goal, that's when they're more vulnerable. They're open up. Yeah. And I don't know if anyone, for Mullines is doing these statistics, is looking back on their video tape, is looking back on the minutes of how they conceded goal this season. I don't know if anyone is doing that. I think they should hire me to do their statistics work. Yeah, because just look at it. They have 3 games so far, that they scored 2+ goals. And Mullines have been scoring goals for fun for the last 6 months, probably the last 6 games or 5 games. They have been scoring goals, but they, as soon as you see them start to play good, they start to leak more and more goals. So just by scoring, it's just that you could see that their scoring ability is just, it's not matching up to what they're conceding. Yeah, they're conceding more. So I think, they drew before this, they drew their last 3 games, of the season. But so Mullines, before I go to that, the next game that, the next game out of 3 that, they conceded 2+ goals, scoring 2+ goals without winning the game, is the game against Treasure Beach, the game that they played at States. Yeah. Mullines scored in the 51st minute. Treasure Beach equalized in the 58th minute. Listen to this, Treasure Beach equalized in the 58th minute. So 7 minutes on. This is what I'm saying. 7 minutes on. Mullines conceded in the 58th minute, 7 minutes later. And then, for somehow, Mullines found a goal in the 93rd minute. They found a goal in the 93rd minute away from home against a team that's in the 13th position, a team that's, bound for relegation. Yeah. They conceded again in the 94th minute of play. Boom. Treasure Beach equalized. They gave up. They dropped 2 points. That should be a massive 3 points. So you're looking at those games as if like, whoa, should have won that game. They should have won that game easily. So the level of focus that they're defending is not there. And I just wish, they probably have someone to give them, these type of statistics that the team is going through. It's not balanced. They need some meditation training, on how when they score a goal, how they kind of regroup and get things tight and just see out the game for the next 15 minutes, and then they can go on. Because look, normally when you score on a team, especially if you go 1-0 up or you go 2-1 up, the team naturally going to get out of their shell and just start to attack. It's a natural instinct. It doesn't matter what team it is. It's just a natural instinct that, a team is going to attack right after they conceded a goal. They will look to, to get back on the score sheet, yeah, to equalize or to go ahead or whatever it is. So those 3 games are games that, Mullines scored 2+ goals and not winning the game. It's very disappointed from Mullines' point of view. That is 6 points dropped there from Yeah, that is 6 points drop there from all those games that they drew. Yeah, 2-2, 2-2 draw. But um, and even when you look at the game that they played against Mount Pleasant, they should have won that game. They should have won that game. Late goal again they concede, not focus. In the defensive. It's just that how the hell it was it? I think it was Sule McCullough goal. Yeah, in 98 minute. How you concede a goal in the 98th minute, leading 1-0 at defending champions home? How did Sule McCullough get away in the box by himself right there? That's the thing I'm telling you. Moline, they gave up a lot of points, from the winning advantage this season. And I said it again, these teams like Molines, Umberland, they're just lucky that Cheddar Beach and Lima is not winning games to make it be a fantastic relegation battle, going into the last 6-7 games of the Jamaican Premier League. Yeah, but in the second half now, Lenny I team came out a bit brighter. You could see that, they came out more direct. They came out moving the ball more faster. They're moving the ball forward. There's not a side-on square passes. You could see that actually they know what they're doing. And especially when you have, a Marlon Hannon in your front line, that you just have to give him the permission. Just tell him, press the team. We've seen it happen over and over when he was playing for Arnett Garden. Yeah, he loved to press. He have a lot of energy, and especially he is a former Mount Pleasant player. Yeah, he's on loan and he's playing at his home ground. Remember, this is a player that from Ocho Rios High School. So he's playing he's playing in front of his people. And he's going to prove himself, especially, against Mount Pleasant, a team that, you only been there for 6 months, after they shipped him out to loan. So he wants to prove his word. Tell him, give him, direction, press the team, press more lines. They are not comfortable at the back with the ball at their feet. The only person, really comfortable at the ball at their feet in that team is Jeremy Nelson, Javon Brown, player like Jason Wright, Livingston, all these players, I think his name is Harding. There's another player, I think he played on the right side. I don't remember his name, but, those players are really comfortable with the ball. But just to see, I hope Leonard, learn his lesson from that first half. The two first half that he played at Jackson against Lima and against Mullines. I hope in the next game that they played, let's see who they played in the next game. The next game will be Arborview. So hopefully, in the next game you could see more direct passes. Sometimes these little short passes moving, it's just not doing anything. If you don't move the ball forward, if you don't move the ball in transition, if you don't move the ball in spaces that's open up, it's just not going to happen for you. And you could see that it's a big difference that 45 minutes in the second half until around the 65th minute of play. You could see that it's a different Dumbo Olin team, and I hope Lenny Teacher I'd learned from that mistake going in against Arborview. Yeah, a team. Remember Arborview going to play on Wednesday, so they will have a game on Wednesday against I think it's Treasure Beach, and then they will go on and play Dumbo Olin on the weekend. So yeah, so I think that's it. I have. So I have a question though. Niku Daly, he played against, I think he played against Portmore. I'm trying to remember if he played 2 games so far. He played 90 minutes of the Jamaican Premier League season. He came off the bench twice. He's a new acquisition for the team in the January transfer. Paul at one point, remember Niku Daly was at Charleston Battery. Then, new change of coach and all of that. He moved on and I think he take him a couple of while before he found a club. He went on to Cincinnati 2, the MLS team, playing in the USL. Didn't work out there. I don't know if it was a trial or what. Then, it's like Niku Daly was lost in the system. Then, at some point, he end up at Mount Pleasant. Yeah? End up at Mount Pleasant. Didn't work out. He moved on. I didn't see him play. I didn't see him play any game. A lot of reports saying that because of um, fitness issue, Power don't want to do the necessary and all of that. Which is something that he denied in an interview on the radio. But um, then he moved on. I saw him one time at Waterhouse at Jerusalem. Yeah. Well, on an Instagram live, he was actually in the dressing room at training at Jerusalem with Waterhouse team. Didn't work out there. I saw him at number only. No, he played 2 games. Then for the last couple of games, I see Nico Daly missing. So I don't know what happened after a player that, very good player that played for Clarendon College in the Dakar Cup. And also he played a little time, before he moved abroad for Cavaliers. So I just love to know what really happening. I'm going to reach out to a former teammate of mine who is playing at Dumble Olin and asking him, Joey, I just can't understand. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to reach out to my former teammate, Donovan Sigri. Not played a wonderful game today, but yeah, I'm going to reach out to Mr. Sigri later and try to find out what is going on with DQ Daly, because it's just a player that, he had such a great potential. Yeah. But again, everywhere Nico Daly went, it's like it's always fitness issue, and he had the same issues, at Charleston Battery. Yeah, he had the same issues. So I just don't know. Because I think one time I only went to Charleston Battery one time to watch a game, but I had this friend that he was playing for Charleston Battery, last USL season. He's at Miami FC. He's a Jamaican player, but he only represent the team, the country one time in under 20. And I asked him a few questions, to ask one of a special, a physio, who has been there for a while. And I asked him, what was the issue, with Nico Daly when he was at Charleston Battery? And the reports that I got back from the player that I asked, who I close with, it's the same issue, fitness issue. Yeah, it's the same issue. I don't know. I just don't understand these things, with Jamaican Premier League players. Fitness issue. Like, come on, you want to get paid the big bucks, but you don't want to work. That doesn't make sense. And Nico Daly is a player that I really, really, really love to see, especially when I'm looking at him playing at Clarendon College under Lenny I, and seeing a glimpse of what he can do in big man football for Cavalier in the JPL, yeah? When, I think Kaim Paris was in that team, a Cavalier team too, but I just don't know, man. But I'm going to move on from, that poor situation. But yeah, Mullines, man, gave up a lot of points after scoring goals in the Jamaican Premier League. So, this is Dumbo Olin 3 games unbeaten, Treasure Beach, Limal. Before that, Treasure Beach. Was it Treasure Beach? Before that Limal game that they won last week, I think it took them around since the first match day of the new year when they beat Veer. I think that's the first time they win that, second time they win a game after calendar year. So glad to see that Dumbo Olin is firing from our cylinder back to back, scoring 8 goals in 2 games. Actually, Dumbo Olin last run that they had from match day 5, 7 games unbeaten. From match day 5 to match day 11, they went on a 7 games unbeaten. And Dumbo Olin had some teams, they have some. I tell you, Dumbo Olin last fixtures that they had before the playoff game starts. So they will come up against, Harborview next. I said it. They will play Tivoli. They drew already. They get a point off Tivoli. They will play Montego Bay. They beat Montego Bay in Montego Bay. So you would expect them to get something from that game. So they will more likely go into that Tivoli game. Expect they can get another point. If they get a point from Tivoli, that would be a massive, massive one for them. Also, they will have Waterhouse. I think they also beat Waterhouse. Let me see if they beat. Yeah, they actually beat Waterhouse in the first round. So, and they will play Cavalier. Yeah, they will play Cavalier next up, a game that they lost 1-0. And the last game of the Premier League season, regular season for them will be against Veer United. Yeah, so they have around that Veer, that Waterhouse. It's not consistent. The Mobile game and the Harbourview game, they would look at these games as winnable game, and especially the Harbourview. So let's see if they can maximize the full potential in those last six games that they had left back in the Jamaican Premier League. So 3 games unbeaten. Let's see if they can match that 7 games unbeaten that they did in match day 5 to match day 11 of the Jamaican Premier League. Yeah, people, see this show right here and Nicola Media House. When you want to know, stuff about the Jamaican Premier League, this is the hub. Yeah, this is a hub. Nice breakdown of the games. Yeah, you learn everything about all the teams, 14 teams in the league. Yeah. I'm going to move on, from that game. I spent around 20 minutes in details of that game. As you know, it's only 2 games in the Jamaican Premier League televised, so I only could see 2 games. I was watching a little piece of that Umberland game and what was on Instagram Live, but I had too many football at that time. I was watching that River Plate Boca Junior game, meanwhile I was watching the Mount Pleasant and Montego Bay game. So, and also Real Madrid was playing, AC Milan was playing. So much game. So I just decided, because Mobile game is televised, let's stick to that game and watch, one TV and Boca Junior game and one TV and the JPL game, and my devices as the Real Madrid game. But Mount Pleasant and Montego Bay, yeah, a game that finished 2-1 at Westport Park in the first round after Weatherly scored in that I think it is in the 70th minute, and then Montego Bay fold at home, gave up 2 silly goals, and they managed to walk away from Jacksal with a point. Montego Bay is yet to win a game at Jacksal since let me tell you, since when they started to play. But Montego Bay haven't won at Jacksal. Yeah, they never won at Jacksal before. Never. Since 2018, they have never, they started playing in 2019 and never won at Jacksal before. So it's something that Moby have to deal with. They have to come back again next season. Hopefully, they can get that 3 points that they're looking for at Mount Pleasant home. So yeah, the last I run down, a little that between these 2 teams. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they have played 9 games. Yeah, they have played 9 games since 2018. The game drew drew 1-1. The game at Westport, obviously, Mount Pleasant won that game 2-1. Game last season, not this season, last season, I'm going to know, they drew 2-2 at Mobile. The Mount Pleasant won 5-1 at Jacksal in 2022. Montego Bay, they lost 3-0 at home against Mount Pleasant and lost 4-0 at home again at Jacksal. And that season, just before the Corona came in 2019, Mount Pleasant have won 2-0 at Jacksal, and Montego Bay beat them. So that's the only game. That's the only game Mobile have won. Yeah, that's the only game Mobile have won, over Mount Pleasant. That was in 2019. That goal was scored by Mark Bain, a penalty. Yeah, Orlando Mark Bain. I remember that player. Yeah, remember that player. It goal scored in the 2nd minute, and then 2018, that first game, that game drew 1-1. Yeah, Mark Bain again for Mobile, and Devon Adges for Mount Pleasant. Yeah, see that man today on the TV. So refreshing to see, one of the top player in the Jamaican football history. Yeah, Devon Adges, one of the most lethal goal scorer the JPL have ever seen. A man that scored goal left, right, and center. Yeah. Yeah. So so that's it right there with that little head with Montego Bay and Mount Pleasant. But look, this game was a physical game. I was enjoying watching this game, man. I was enjoying watching this game because look, when I look at this game, I tell you guys over and over. I tell you guys over and over that you see this Mount Pleasant midfield, whenever they come up against a top teams that can run the ball in the midfield, a Tapa Whitmore team naturally going to fail in the midfield. Naturally, it's going to happen. I just can't imagine, a man like Tapa Whitmore who is a midfield general, can't coach a team and let them play proper midfield game, cannot play a proper system in the midfield. Romeo Godfrey and Demara Phillips, they got overrun in the midfield, by Lucas, Gene, and actually I think, at one point Fletcher was in that number 10 era. Actually I saw the wing back was playing left inverted. I saw the defenders stepping into the midfield. So I think Montego be a coach is just unlucky not to get this positive result, that 3 points that they're looking for, because this Mount Pleasant midfield, it is so weak. Like when they come up against team that's really physical, that going to be really aggressive, they just cannot manage. And I just don't understand why, Tapa Whitmore don't coming up against, a team, especially like Mount Pleasant, that Montego Bay, who have so much quality players, in terms of midfield. They aggressive, they have big build structure. You think Romeo Gotcha and Demara Phillips going to overrun that midfield? If you look at the little magician, for Montego Bay, the number 10, Jean Claudio, he is small, probably around 5'8", 5'9", but he's very physical. And you can hear the commentator said it. When he just started playing in the league, you could see that, he's learning, but no, his body is actually matching up to the physicality that's, the other players are pushing in the Jamaican Premier League. He's just brushing off players now. One time I remember he used to fall over a lot, but no, he's actually standing on both feet like a man. But I don't know. I just don't know, man. I think it was Nathaniel. Was it Nathaniel? I think it was Nathaniel James was playing that number 10 position for Mount Pleasant. Yeah, Nathaniel James was playing that number 10, and Romeo Godfrey and Demara Phillips was playing that double pivot. And then you have Daniel Green on the left, and you have Kimani Bailey on the right, and then you have Shaquille Bradford in the head. And I think, you have like Sule McCallan, Shaquille Diane, players like that in the back line. Yeah, so that midfield is so weak, man. And all those players in the midfield that played today for Mount Pleasant is under 5'7". None of them is over 5'7". None of them. Natty James is short, probably around 5'5", 5'6". Romeo Godfrey, the same thing. Demara Phillips, the same thing. And none of them are aggressive on the ball. As soon as they come up against some big structured players that play in the midfield, they're just going to get run over. And it's just unfortunately that the better team didn't win. Montego Bay was the better team today. They created so many opportunities. And again, the former Cornwall College player, Jordan Fletcher. Oh my God, Jordan Fletcher is such a quality player. I just don't understand how this player is not further in his career. Jordan Fletcher have a guile when he's dribbling. He is such a beauty on the ball. I don't know if anyone sees it, but I'm watching this player in the cup. I think it was Cornwall College he used to play for. Cornwall College. Cornwall College is the team that wear yellow and blue, I think. I think I watched 2 very solid seasons of Jordan Fletcher, in schoolboy football. And Jordan Fletcher is such a quality player. I also watched him a few times when he was in India, because the Indian Premier League also aired over here in the US and ESPN Plus, and I watched a few games of him. But oh my God, man, Jordan Fletcher is such a player that his guile when he's dribbling, it's just that his body structure, he's so strong. He's a natural. His body is so naturally built. He's not a player that you see that he go to the gym. He's just naturally built, and you can't shake him off his ball. But only if this player can put in the extra mile. If he can put in the extra mile, and had that to his ability, his natural craft that he have as a player, and probably can get a proper agent, I don't see how Jordan Fletcher can't make it in European football. I don't see how he can't make it in European football. And he said that he only is going to be at Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant. Sorry, he only going to be at Montego Bay for the rest of the season, and then let's see, he's going to move on. But Kemal Bushy Beckford also said that in an interview at Stadium East when Veer was playing that he only is going to be here for like 3 months before he go back to Central America, and he's still here. Scored a trick today, but let's see where Jordan Fletcher will go in the summer. But oh my God, I'm going to cut this video. Jordan Fletcher is such a beautiful player. Like, I just love watching this player. Like, I'm just in love with the whole this player country. His first touch, everything, it is so superb. He is a wonderful talent. And I feel like, a local player like this, he deserves something from the national team. Like, when you watch him play and defenders are coming up against him, yeah? Defenders are coming up against him. They just can't take the ball away. He have to fumble the ball or make a mistake for them to take the ball. He have this cut that, and he has a proper left foot. He has a proper left foot, and he has a wonderful technique. I saw him, in training, saw some video of him, in Montego Bay training, and he scored some free kick in training. But just look at this player. I'm a baller. I used to play this sport. I can look at a player and know that, this player, him have something. In gifted. Think my give me 1 second, let me plug this this computer in. Yeah, so I was talking about Jordan Fletcher, man. I don't know, man. He's just a natural goal scorer. He scored so many goals, in the Costa Cup. Yeah, he scored. I think he fell short in the Costa Cup. I think that last season that he played, I think he went to the final of the Costa Cup final and he lost it. But I think I need to go back and do a little research on that, what he have done with Cornwall. But he's a local player, man, and you could see that he have this passion of playing for Montego Bay, as his last club before Montego Bay was Mount Pleasant, and you could actually see, before the game kicked off, when the players were lining up to walk out on the pitch, he was greeting all those Montego Bay players and coaching staff, man. He's a local player from Moby, and they love him. But I just need this player to probably just do a little more, do a little more extra mile, yeah. And another thing, I think sometimes he just can't last for a full 90 minutes, yeah. His energy tend to die out a little bit after around the 76, the 70 mark of a game, and he don't really show up in those moments. And if you want to be a big top player, that's where you have to show in the last nick of time. Yeah, that's where strikers get paid to get the big to get the job done in that last 3/4 of that game. But yeah, Jordan Fletcher, man, really good player, man. Really good player. I'm in love with that player, man. I love seeing how he have the ball at both feet. Yeah, beautiful talent from Montego Bay. And I think anytime our system in Jamaica get better of developing players like Fletcher will have a bigger and a brighter future. And also, we need, as a country, we know Jamaica need more development and all of that. But what have to come up with the development? Then if you get the players them to develop into proper players, yeah, we're going to need proper agents. We're going to need proper agents, that looking out for the best of interest of the players, not the best interest of the agent of what the agent can earn. Yeah, so We need some agents, real proper agent that's going to do the real groundwork, for Jamaican players. Time and time I've seen so many Jamaican players, got big contract, from the Jamaican Premier League, went abroad, and then 3-4 seasons they back in the Jamaican Premier League. Yeah, just like a player that Mount Pleasant signed, just Tevin Shaw, a man who is from Rima, used to play. I think Tevin Shaw is I think Al, used to play at Tivoli. I think he used to play at Tivoli. Then, he got that contract to outer. I think he was that affiliate club that affiliated with Atletico Madrid, the Canadian team. I think it's Ottawa, something like that. But yeah, he played in the Canadian League. Then he went to a team I think it was in Phoenix or Texas. Is it one of them? Is it Phoenix? Is in Phoenix or Arizona? Tucson, but yeah, he was playing for a team that, after leaving the Canadian team, Tucson, and then he moved on to play that team, in the USL League One with another former player. I remember that. I don't remember what that player, but yeah, he played for Greenville Trumpet in South Carolina. Yeah, a team that's in upstate region of South Carolina. So he played I think he played a season and a half there, and now he's back at Mount Pleasant. So I just don't know. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Like seeing so much players, getting contract. Sometimes it frustrates me as a baller because, Tevin Shaw is a player that, I used to being around the setup with him at Boystone. I know the quality. I know he's a really good player. I know that he's passionate about the football. He's a really hard-working player. But I just don't understand why it only few players it really cut out for 5 years, 10 years down the line. Like how Rudolph Hastings, them have a long career in Europe. Luke Shelton, Dean Richards, Lovell Palmer. These players have such a long career abroad. I don't know what the difference between what those players did and what these players now are not doing. But I mean, quite a few players right now from Jamaican Premier League finding their way out of the league, out of the country, getting contracts abroad. But we just need the players to stay abroad a bit longer where they can develop. If you get a contract from JPL to the USL, make that be a stepping point, where you're going to say, listen, I'm only going to be in the USL for a couple of seasons, and then I'm just going to do the damage. I'm just going to do the groundwork and get myself a club and move on. Yeah? Better and brighter things. All right. Kevin Lambert, I think it was, trying to remember if it was 2017 or 2019 when Kevin Lambert played that beautiful Gold Cup season. And, he was one of the best young players in the Gold Cup when we went to the final. He was at Montego Bay. Boom. He got a contract at Phoenix Rising in the USL, a team that, owned by Didier Drogba. I think he played there. I think him and Flemings had a spell there with Didier Drogba. I think so, But yeah, played for a while, at Phoenix. Then he moved on from Phoenix over the last few months. When was it? I think it was in the summer. After MLS transfer, move on to Real Salt Lake. Yeah, in the MLS. So he moved on from USL to the Real Salt Lake team in the MLS. And then guess what? He signed I think it's a 3-year contract, Then the new start of the season, he moved on to San Antonio, a team that's in the USL. Like, it just frustrated, man. Just frustrated. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know, man. We want to see these players played at the highest level in every country that they go into. Yeah? Just like Flemings. Fleming, had so much good season in the USL, and it took him so long to get a contract. Went to Toulouse, didn't work out. Now he's in Serbia, scoring goals for fun now. But go back to this Dumbo in this Mount Pleasant and Montego Bay game that played. But yeah, this is one of the best games I've seen Mobile played against big boys. Yeah, this is actually one of the best game I've seen them play. And Montego Bay right now, yeah, Montego Bay right now is 4 game unbeaten. Yeah, I think this is the second time that they having a spell like this. I think this is the second time they having a spell like this in the Premier League. Let me tell you when was the last time they had a spell like this was against when they beat Tivoli. Yeah, when they beat Tivoli, beat Limal, um, and draw with Arborview and draw with Waterhouse. They went on a 4 game spell, so now they're back on a 4 game spell again. So let's see if that can continue as the next game. Mobile will have 2 back-to-back killer games. Yeah, that might can write our derail them off a top 6 position. They're going to play Portmore next, and that game will play away. The history with Portmore this season at Ferdinand Park. They're just not going to give up any 3 points just like that. You have to fight for your points. And let's see if Mobile can have the same passion, the same energy, the same teamwork, and the same structure that the midfield played. Mount Pleasant and Portmore midfield is actually kind of the same. It's kind of lightweight, and if Mobile can use that as an advantage, they can get 3 points in a lot of games. But if this Mobile team, was playing like this from October until now, probably would have easily been in that top 6 right now. Easily. You see that the new signings that they made, the players are settling in the league. They're understanding what Nelito Santos want from them. So, it's actually, if they can keep this core of players carrying over to the next season, they will be one to reckon. They'll be a real force, especially the veteran player, Owen Turtleman Garden. Yeah. But next up, let's see who Mount Pleasant have next up. Yeah. Mount Pleasant will play Waterhouse next up. Yeah, that's the next game for Mount Pleasant. Let's see if they can get something from that game, because so Firehouse there, last game they played, it was a 0-0 draw. So Firehouse there, get big 5-1. Remember I said every time when Waterhouse played a game, it's like they always fold in the next game. Every time when they win a game against a smaller team and they beat them up, they just go on to just fold against a top 6 team. And it happened over and over, man. And it's like they just proving that, probably just proving it to me that, they're not good enough to win back-to-back games in the Premier League this season. So Waterhouse this season, yeah. So Waterhouse for you this season. So the first game that they played at stadium against Tivoli. They got 3-0, yeah, by Germany team. I think they were a bit shocked of that result, but they go on to beat Montego Bay 3-0. They go on to beat Lima 3-1, and that's the only time they won back-to-back. Then they went on to play Cavalier. They drew. That was a great point looking at it now. But then that's a great point for them at that point. Draw against Cavalier 1-1, and then they went on to beat Veer. Yeah, and right after beating Veer, 4-1, that's when hell broke loose for the Joesland team. They just went on lose, draw. And then after that, win, lose, draw, win, lose, draw, win, lose, win, draw against what on it the other day. A game that might probably, controversial, that they should have lost that game, but they beat Art now. So they beat Veer United. They beat Veer United 1-0 before they played Arnett Garden, right? They beat Veer 1-0. So look at that. Beating Veer 1-0. Played Arnett Garden at home at Joesland. They drew that game 0-0. So they're winning game cut right there, not winning back-to-back. Played Humble Lion, yeah? Beat them 5-1 at Effortville Community Center. Then next up, they will play another top 6 team, and it will be Mount Pleasant. So let's see if Dumbo Holding Farm, that they had now back-to-back games, scoring 4 goals in 2 games. A Montego Bay team that is I think 4 games without a lose. He's on a little bit of form, they're on a little bit of run, they're on a little bit of momentum. Let's see if that can actually frighten, a Waterhouse team that, look, we got to kick ourselves in our foot and we have to play some football and we have to go out there and work and win some game. Else, we're going to find ourselves outside of the top six. Yes, since match day one, Waterhouse haven't found themselves out of the top six from match day one. So they lost that first game. From there and match day two, they never dropped out of the top six. So they one of the team that consistently in the top six, and they just tightly holding on to that sixth position. As you know, the sixth position and fifth position is 5 points. It's a 5 points gap with Arnett Garden, who is in fifth position. Yeah, 5 points ahead of Waterhouse with a game in hand. And the sixth position is 13 points below the first position, which is Cavalier with a game in hand. So you could see that the massive gap between sixth and fifth and sixth and the rest of pack. Yeah. So Dumbo Olin is there, Montego Bay is there. I'm not gonna count in Veer. Veer going to have to win some couple of games right now to get back on track. Yeah, but just saying that, it's going to be frightening. Let's see what Waterhouse team going to do. I'm going to tight my lips as coming Saturday, I won't say anything in my preview about Waterhouse might go on to win, back to back. I'm just trying to see if I'm the one that drinks in them. So, let's see what's going to happen with Firehouse against a top 6 team, a team that's in the top 2. Mount Pleasant, yeah, a team that's riding high. So leave it right there, settle the argument right there, for Waterhouse with winning a back-to-back game for the second time this season. So let's leave it right there, man. Let's leave it right there. So did I leave out anything else between Montego Bay and Mount Pleasant? So this was a massive turning point, in the season for Montego Bay, a game that they might should have carried on and win, but they dropped 2 points. But when you see a team like Waterhouse and Dumbo in one, your top 6, your 6th place rival, they're going to look at themselves. Let's take a look at Montego Bay last remaining fixtures of the Premier League. So Mobile, so they will play away to Portmore. More likely that game will play at Ferdinand Park, which Ferdinand Park they haven't witnessed their team lose a game or no. Yeah. Then you will say, okay, going away, to Ferdinand Park. If you get a point, that's a great point. If you get a win, that's plus. That's excellent. A plus. Yeah, excellent. If you get 3 points, excellent. But if you get a point, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. Go to Mount Pleasant, go to Portmore and get picked up a point. It's a great deal. So where they have to do their damage now. After that, they only have one. They only have one team that's in the top five of the league, Tivoli, and they will play Tivoli last at Westport Park. But when you look at Montego Bay fixtures, Portmore, the next game they will play after Portmore is at home at Treasure Beach, a team that they beat at States. They will look to beat Treasure Beach. If they drop anything below 2 points, that's a fail for Montego Bay. Yeah, they have to beat Treasure Beach at Westport. Dumbo Olin, a team that came to their home ground and beat them when they on the eye, when they on a little run. So seeing Dumbo Olin, and Montego Bay is looking at that like we need revenge. Yeah, a game that they shouldn't have lost at home. Then they will play at Westport Park against Mullines. Yeah, a team that, as I said, scoring goals but leaking goals. They should have. They should get those games. So if you look at those 1, 2, 3, 4 games, the Treasure Beach and Mullines should be guaranteed 6 points. Yeah, Arborview should be guaranteed another 3 points. That's 9 points. Yeah, The Tivoli game, playing at Westport Park might give them an edge, but you just never know what Tivoli is fighting for at the last day of the Jamaican Premier League. If they probably can finish first in the regular season, or if the season is dead, just waiting for the playoff. Whatever Tivoli is fighting for at the last day. So you have to get 3 points from Treasure Beach at home, Mullines at home, yeah, and those two away games you have against Portmore, those two teams from over there in Portmore, Dumbleolin and Portmore United, it's going to be 50-50. Going to be 50-50. But if you want to finish in the top six as a Montego Bay team, you have to beat your rival, and their rival is Dumbleolin, their top six rivals. That's their rival, so they have to win that game. Yeah, and then now Tivoli, as I said, that they just have to win all their home games if they want to win, if they want to go on to finish in the top six. That's just me right there, because we're going to take a look right now at what Waterhouse have in their last 6 games of the Jamaican Premier League. So Waterhouse, I said it. Whoa, 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 whoa! This is massive. So all right, look at this. Waterhouse next 2 games is against Mount Pleasant and Portmore. Yeah, their next 2 games will be Mount Pleasant and Portmore. That's massive games. It's just like Montego Bay, is facing Mount Pleasant. They just drew, and they're going to play away to Frederick Park in the next game. So you see that in the top six teams, those 3 teams are. It's going to me top 6. It's going to go right down to the end. It's going to be right down to the last match day. Yeah, it's going to go down, man, to match day 26 of the Jamaican Premier League. So Waterhouse, Mount Pleasant, Portmore, yeah, away to. I don't think this is an away game because States don't play a night match. Yeah, then their field is not equipped. So more likely, that game will play at Stadium somewhere. That's a TV game, 6 p.m. That will play at town. Waterhouse will play Dumbleolin. Waterhouse will play Mullines. Waterhouse will play Arborview. So if Waterhouse, can get through the next couple of games and get like a point, probably if they can get 4 points, it's a plus. But if they can get 2 points and then going into the last 4 games and last 4 games for them are winnable. Those games are winnable. Dumbleolin might give them a challenge, but they should beat all those teams. But nothing is guaranteed in football right now. But yeah, so that's it. I'll look around up for the top 6 of the Jamaican Premier League. Yeah, top 6. As I said, you guys know that Lima got trash in Clarendon today. Yeah, 6-2. 6-2. 6 piece of chicken. Kemar Bushy Beckford with a big deal on the board. Yeah, big deal, my friend. So he scored in the 42nd, 58th, and the 94th minute to score a hat-trick. Buckley scored and Hilton. So they scored 2 goals when they down 5-0. Wow. They conceded 3 goals in the first half. Wow. So again, Lima have conceded again, after the last 15 minutes of a game. Yeah. They have conceded again, man. But I think I've come to an end of my show. Yeah. I have covered everything. I think probably the next couple of fixtures I'm going to do who's going to finish. I'm thinking about I might do a video of who is going to finish on top of the regular season and who might finish in that 6th position between Dumbleolin, Waterhouse, and Montego Bay. Yeah. So, and then I'm not doing anything about relegation. The relegation is dead. Yeah, the relegation is dead like anti-fall head. Yeah. Yeah, man, people. This is the breakdown from the Carter Media House. Yeah. I really, I want to say this. I just want to big up, big up to all of the, big up to all of the man them, who are cover the Jamaican Premier League. Yeah, big up to all of the man them who are cover the Jamaican Premier League. Glad to see that you have more and more, YouTubers is having a lot of interest in the Jamaican Premier League. Yeah, glad to see that you have more and more YouTubers is doing Jamaican Premier League content. Yeah, there's a few out there, but I just want to say this: when you're doing the Jamaican Premier League, when you're doing a content on the Jamaican Premier League, this is what I want to say to all the YouTubers them who is doing content about JPL. Do your research about the Premier League. Don't just come and lily down Jamaican Premier League. Because when we are talking about English Premier League, when we are talking about the Champions League, we go as far as we can see the moon and the sun again and discuss what is beyond the horizon about those leagues. Yeah? Which I'm not saying people are making mistakes, but I just don't, like Jamaican was saying this, like furniture man, them are some cobbler worker, the pitchy patchy work. Take the Jamaican Premier League thing serious. Don't just come on a platform and do some local mediocre work about Jamaican Premier League. Because when I talk about in the favorite English club or the German club or whatever club, or not talk about World Cup, about Brazil, Argentina, we'll go as far as beyond and do massive things for these countries. Saw what happened, two Christmas period ago in 2022. We never see that before. When I Arnett and Tivoli or Arnett and Waterhouse are play. We never see that where you have a big campaign in a Rima, in a Tivoli, in the most famous garrison them in a Jamaica where everybody have an Argentina jersey, everybody have an Brazil jersey, everybody are campaign, everybody are celebrate when Croatia knocked out Brazil out of the World Cup on penalty. Everybody are celebrate when Lionel Messi beat Kylian Mbappe in the final, Everybody are celebrate. But we have to do this for our own. So that's why I'm saying, everybody that's doing content on the Jamaican Premier League, do it properly. Cause look, you just never know who can come across your videos. You just never know who can come across your video. What if your video come up on a top agent feed and it recommended to him, and just by present the Jamaican Premier League and he hear you doing the analysis on what is happening in the JPL, he's like, wow. It just gonna probably take his attention, caught his attention, like maybe I should just peep over the fence, look a bit and see what's going on in 876 black, green and gold country. Maybe should just look over the fence of what's going on. So you see how the English man, them, the English YouTubers, them passionate about the English Premier League and package their work. That's how we should package our Jamaican Premier League work. Yeah? You see Nikada Media House? Nikada Media House package in JPL. I have 2 shows solo about the Jamaican Premier League that I do. The JPL Stats Corner and this right now I'm doing, the review show. So, and I make sure I package my work. That's when you guys, the consumers, are watching me on my platform talking about the 14 teams in the Premier League. It's like you guys are watching a televised game. You're hearing stuff that you never hear on the TV. You understand? Because when Limal and Dominic Olin played last weekend, I heard one of the commentators said that You know, Nicholas Nelson is finally broke his drought against Treasure Beach. Yeah, he finally broke his drought. And he said for so many games, like goddamn, say 11 games. The man not scoring 11 games. Say 11 games, man. So the people them can understand. You know, so the people them can understand. So, oh, don't just come and say, oh, like you guys are packaging Jamaican Premier League and time, you know, seeing, you know, the commentators them say some things and I'm like, these stats are simple stats. Like, just to know, these stats are simple stats. Seeing they making mistakes about it happened a lot, but I just don't really talk about it because I don't really want to publish like a negativity and just never know who can watch, you know, my platform at any given time. But I just feel like to say it, like we just need to make sure we do the hardcore groundwork of our Jamaican Premier League, yeah, so we can package the league together. We need a lot more. I wish we could have probably the next 50 more people in our space that's pushing out Jamaican Premier League out there in the universe. So that's why me package my preview, my JPL Stats Corner, and my review show. This what I'm on now. This is why I do this stuff. Yeah, I spent hours of hours digging down for the best information that didn't televise. So this is what you have to do. All you want, like as a YouTuber, you have to package your work. Like whatever, you know, you guys just watch a game. You guys just watch two games. Double all in first game with the Lions. The second game, Montego Bay versus Mount Pleasant. You guys just watch that displayed on your TV, phone, laptop, anything you watch it on, right? I can't come here and just discuss what happened on the field. You guys saw it, what happened on the field. You know, you guys need to see and hear a different side of what happened in the game. So that's why I come over here on my platform and commentate on what happened in the game and a different point of view where you'd be like, okay, I watched the game, but I didn't know this. Yeah, I watched the game, but I didn't know this. Just like I can say, yo, this is Montego Bay's second time. This is your second spell with 4 game unbeaten. They just did it. And now they're on a 4 game unbeaten spell again. Yeah, I think I have one. I think I have a next one that I didn't share. I think I have a next one. So hope I can find it. Let's hope I can find it. I have a stats that. I hope I can find it. I hope. I hope. I would love to. I would love to tell you guys right now. You know, I hope I can find it. I had it in about. It's just this thing is right in front of me, but because I have so much stats written down, you know, sometimes it's. Uh, I I I don't know. Dumbo Olin. So I think it's let's check Dumbo Olin. How much games? See, I have 2 devices running right now in front of me that everything is about the Jamaican Premier League because you know I'm a hardcore supporter of the Jamaican Premier League. Yeah, hardcore supporter of the Jamaican Premier League, man. Trying to figure out if uh, I don't think I'm going to find it. I don't know if I'm going to find this. That's what I don't remember where I found it. Yeah, but I'm going to leave it for the JPL Stats Corner. I'm going to find it again. I'm going to find it again. I'm going to find it again. I'm going to find that stats again, man. Going to find that. I know it's somewhere, but yeah, people, I'm going to close it right now. Yeah, I've gone on a 20 minutes. But yeah, that's the thing, man. We just want to package the league properly, man. Package the league really, really good. Yeah, package the league really good. So, we can highlight our own Premier Leagues. But yeah, that particular stats, I'm going to let you guys know in JPL Stats Corner about it. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys know about it. And I'm going to tell you that this is the stats. So look out for JPL Stats Corner anytime in the midweek. Yeah, anytime in the midweek. The morning insider show is tomorrow morning. So I have to go do some little thing and then try to package up that. But yeah, people, thanks for watching, man. This is Nikada Media House. Feeling the heat, man. But yeah, man, I'm out. Salute.